Good afternoon. Today is February 5th, and I want to do a quick trade review of the trades that I've taken. I think it was a pretty good day today. Most of the markets coming in, markets were opening at PDL, previous day low. On my watch list, I had Tesla on the top, AMD, PLTR, Hood. Um, Towards the downside. Google was there, but I didn't want to touch it much because it had earning yesterday. And Nvidia was just if, to see if what the reaction is. Then I had Meta for downside as well and Apple for the upside. But this was my watch list for today. The idea was that markets were towards the previous day lows, and so if we have any mean reversions, I take part in that. Otherwise, I will be more so for downwards and take puts or bearish. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I will get into the first position that I took. I saw Intel market was QQQs was coming up right away. It went down and start coming up right away. INTC, which is Intel, was bullish. It was actually pretty strong compared to any of the tickers. So I took this retest right here. It broke. It was previous day high, I believe. Yeah, it was previous day high and previous week high. At the same time, I had this higher time frame retest, which was going on here. So it broke, did a retest here. I waited for this candle to close and took position right here at 943. There's not much of a run on it. Again, I'm operating with small contract size, so it was just 3 contracts on this. I scaled the first one here on the day high when it broke this level. Second, I was here. I scaled at 947. And then the third one I scaled on this big red candle, which was at 948. So it was a decent trade, not a huge runner, but 1 to 2 are risk to reward ratio on it. Then I went in. I was holding back, looking at what I could take on next. And Tesla and Palantir came pretty close to what my thesis was. Now, at this time, minded the markets where QQQ was hit the high of the day already and was starting to trend down. It trended down on its previous day lows. This is previous day low, so it kind of broke down around that previous day low already. So that was it. And then Tesla, I had this retest of this pre-market low. Pre-market low. I had this a minute and 3 minute graphs open, so I had retest of this pre-market low and this order block right here. It was retest for both of them at 902, and then I got into position, wanted a little bit more confirmation, got into position at 903 candle when it broke both of those. So got into this, rode all the way down. I had, again, for Tesla, I had 2 contracts, so I rode all the way down actually till here. The first one I sold right here at 1007. And then the second one I sold here at 1013. This was a pretty good trade. Was pretty excited. I think one of the trades that I'm actually really excited is PLTR. This was, I think, an ideal retest that I took today. Perfect confluence and retest. It broke below pre-market high. This is white line is previous day low. It broke below, came back for retest. I have this order block right here. If you see this at 950, this order block, it retested that order block and retested the pre-market low. Sentiment was at that time market QQQs was on downward trend. I waited for the confirmation, and I took my position right here at 957. This, I took two contracts and I rode all the way. My target was that this was high time frame level that I had here, this yellow. My target was that as soon as it hits this time frame, I'm gonna go ahead and sell. So I sold my first contract right here at 10.11 and my second contract right here on this green candle, which was 10.15. What I really liked about this position, one, the setup was, I think was the A plus setup, given the confluence and relationship with the queues and all. And then secondly, I think I held this pretty nicely. Normally, I would have sold when this green candle came in, or try to sell it as soon as I get in position and get into some of the profits. But I took it all the way down and rode it all the way down, which was a pretty great um, uh, development on it. Lastly, I took AMD. That was my last position. And AMD was again, I think a very good A plus setup that was coming through. AMD was bearish all day, was weak, and QQs was coming down as well. AMD broke this previous market, pre-market low, came back for a retest, did this retest right here, and this order block as well. Order block on this one is not that much, but the retest of the pre-market low is pretty solid on this. Came back down and I got into position right after close of this candle. So this candle opened halfway through, actually here at 10.11. Enter into this position. There was a little bit of consolidation right here. Sold my first contract right here, and then the rest of them I sold them at right here at 10.32. There's a little bit of consolidation. My thesis was that AMD was going to go down because there's a gap fill until 185, I believe. So my confidence was that it's going to go further down. AMD did not go bearish side as fast as I expected, but later in the day, if you see it, it kind of went down to that almost at that level, filling the gap. So that was the idea coming into the market, that it will fill the gap. So I think because of that confluence and how the market moved, I think this was an A plus setup. And I believe the PLTR was an A plus setup as well. All in all, good green day today. And I think some really good setups that I've taken today. I was pretty excited about today's trade review. Please let me know what you all think. Thank you.